It's the return of car videos. Yep. I found like a magnet thing for my phone and a holder. I don't know how to describe the holder, but my dog. I'm on this dirt road, and I'm just leaving my house, and my dogs like to run up this hill with the car, when I'm in the car, and they either run right next to the car or like right in front of the car until it gets to a point where on this dirt road. Hold on. Let me stop the car. Yeah, I just have to hold the phone a little bit until I get to a smoother part of the road. But or just drive really slowly. But anyways, my dogs are here on the road. And so I'm watching out for them here. But anyways, what I wanted to okay, here's they just chased an iguana down the okay, I can speed up a little bit. I passed them. Come back probably if they wanted to distract them so much, but they did get to a point where they just quit running, like they don't go all the way. They do go quite a ways. So what I wanted to talk about in this video is, you notice it more and more as both time goes on, and just like the more you try to talk to people about it. But what I want to talk about is how, the abundance of people that say that they're Christians, but the moment you want to talk about Jesus Christ to them or with them, they just want nothing. Like, they'll try to change the subject or interrupt you and say, oh, I already know all that. And most people think, oh, don't you dare talk about Jesus to me if it's not on a Sunday morning at a church foyer or something. It is bizarre, if it's like a Monday, they don't want you to talk about Jesus to them. If it's a Tuesday, they don't want you to show something that you read out of the Bible that's really cool. That's really the majority of people who say that they're Christians. And obviously, this cell phone thing with the car, like this bumpy road. I don't know if it's okay, but back to the subject. A lot of these people are just straight up faking it. Where they say they're a Christian because they live in a culture where supposedly everybody around them's Christian, right? They live in the deep south, or they live, some small town somewhere or some area where everybody's, whatever. Even like there's countries in Europe where they have like a state church, and like over 90% of people are part of that state church in some countries, like some Scandinavian just go because that's their tradition and their culture and stuff. But, when it comes to actually talking about Jesus Christ and salvation and justification by faith and, the grace of God and stuff, like, they don't want you to talk to them about that in the vast majority of cases. And like, I've even back when I lived in the States, I did a lot of door knocking to try to share the gospel with people door to door. And most of the time when somebody who claimed to be a Christian answered the door, they were like offended that I was at their door. And I figured, hello, like, what about the Great Commission, And first off, like, I didn't know you lived here. I'm just knocking on doors. And then second of all, or third of all, right, third of all, there's some guys working on the road here. Alright, I passed them. In their motorcycles. But anyways, third of all, why does somebody going around, like, if you're a Christian, why does somebody going around trying to tell people about Jesus Christ, about the grace of God and the gospel? Why does that offend you so much? And this thing came off here, hit another bump. Yeah, it's probably only going to work well on asphalt. Let me try to get this. Anyways, why does it offend these people so much that you're trying to tell people about Jesus Christ and they claim to be a Christian? And honestly, it's because a lot of them, they don't know the gospel. They're not born again. They just go to church because that's what their parents told them to do, and and their granddaddy's the preacher. But their granddaddy just preaches like a bunch of humanistic philosophies or whatever. They don't, it's just like a social club to a lot of those people. And it's really sad because, a lot of those institutional churches, they still have Bibles. God's word's still there. It's just that nobody's interested in it. Nobody's interested in eternity so much because, they all just seem more interested in, trying to insert their country here, And if they were told, hey, you're an ambassador for Jesus Christ, that wouldn't even be factual for many of these people because they're not even saved. It'll blow your mind how many people you run into say that they're Christians and they're trying to tell you what good people they are. And they think that's their justification, is the fact that they go to church and their neighbors are drunk, but they aren't, tragedy, man. Now, here in Brazil, there's a bunch of wolves behind pulpits and stuff, and we also have we don't have as diverse of false religions as like America does. But, we do have like more. For example, like I think half of Brazil considers themselves at least culturally Catholic, right? Maybe they don't go to a Catholic church, but they'll tell you they're Catholic, and they'll go to like some baby baptism, and maybe a wedding or something. But they'll tell you that that their faith is they're of the Catholic faith or whatever, but they don't even know what the Catholics teach. That's about half this country here. And then in my state, which I live in, that gets bumped up to like 70% of the people. These are like not this isn't just like my observation. These are like statistics by the government and stuff. And there's like some kind of Pentecostals where they believe in some sort of work salvation, and they're more concerned about their feelings when they enter a church building, and rather than the facts of the Bible. And then you have some Calvinists that they just think they're too special to believe the gospel or something, but they think everybody else is going to hell except them. That's so bizarre. Because they teach you just can't believe the gospel, but they're the special people. I mean, it's bizarre. And then I recently read an article about how this Calvinist pastor was talking about how like some of the younger Brazilians are coming out of the Pentecostal movement and basically trying to become Calvinists because they want deeper expository Bible preaching. And I'm glad a bunch of people are realizing how stupid the Pentecostal movement is. How it's a bunch of seducing spirits and just puffing up your own flesh, and you got a false gospel, but Calvinism is not the answer. It's just another problem. They never want to really talk about Jesus Christ, the person. They don't ever want to talk about his love. And, I'm kind of talking about a few different things here. This car ride video, since I'm watching out for distractions and stuff. And I'm almost hitting asphalt here, but I'm on a country road. Maybe I should have filmed the other way around. It seems pretty scenic. But let me just say this in the video because I just feel like it needs to be said. Calvinism is the enemy of evangelism. Okay. Every time anybody's ever heard of an actual soul-winning church where people actually get saved, because the church would go out and evangelize, and then every time some Calvinist doctrine creeps in, over time, those people that were, so zealous for evangelism and wanted to see people get saved so bad, Calvinist doctrine creeps into those churches, and then all of a sudden, evangelism doesn't matter anymore. Behind this bus here. Okay. On a road that's technically a two-way road, but it's like bigger vehicles. So you have to kind of pull over and wait for somebody to go, and then you go. And I was behind the bus, and the bus is waiting for somebody. Anyways, the bus was waiting for another vehicle to go in the opposite direction. But, I'm almost here at my destination. But it irks my spirit, that, for most Christians, the quickest way to piss them off is you tell them about Jesus Christ. Man, that's like one of the greatest ironies in the history of the world. Anyways, at least for this video, I've set my pace. Let me drive it.